After a half a century, Great Britain is no longer a member of the European Union. Brexit, as it's known, became official tonight. Now they have until the end of the year to come up with a trade treaty. The British people voted to leave 3.5 years ago, but it was by a narrow margin, and the citizens remain divided over whether Brexit is good or bad. European lawmakers say the UK will regret leaving the bloc, but in a nationally televised address, Prime Minister Boris Johnson says Brexit is not an end, but a beginning. He calls it a moment of real national renewal. Joining us now to discuss Brexit is Kevin Turley. He is UK correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register. Kevin, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Tracy.
Kevin, remind us again why Britain wanted to leave the European Union.
Well, Tracy, that's a really interesting question, but I'm afraid it's the sort of question that will keep academics occupied or preoccupied for the next 100 years. There's no easy answer. There were complex reasons. Some people have tried to make it out that it was simply about immigration or it was about economic decline. However, different regions voted for different reasons, and I think it's simple to say that perhaps the whole concept of what a European Union was becoming anathema to many in the United Kingdom.
Well, Scotland's also included in Brexit, but its lawmakers wanted to remain in the EU. There have been strong arguments made by both sides. Can we talk about that?
Yes, I mean, the United Kingdom is made up of four nations: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. England and Wales majority votes for Brexit. Scotland and Northern Ireland majority votes to remain within the European Union. In fact, Scots voted by 63% to remain within the European Union. This has to be viewed against a backdrop of rising Scottish nationalism. There was a referendum in 2014 which was supposed to decide the issue of Scottish independence for a generation. It hasn't done that. What we have instead is a resurgent nationalism. In the last election, the last general election, the Scottish Nationalists won 48 of 59 seats in Scotland. They are the predominant political force. And Brexit, if I may say, is a gift to them because it basically allows them to say that London is imposing its will upon the Scots and that they need to go independent.
Well, the UK formally leaves today, but it seems there are still negotiations to be had. What still needs to be hammered out, and how long do you think that will take?
Well, as you said at the start, Boris Johnson said this is just the end of the beginning. That is the understatement. Brexit actually starts now. The negotiations, the hard work of negotiation, the economic, political, and social withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European starts tomorrow. They have 11 months, that's the deadline given by Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, to sort out a free trade agreement with the remaining 27 members of the European Union. That is a big ask.
Kevin, can we talk about the economic impact of Brexit?
Yes, again, this is something which both sides have made cases that it will be an economic disaster. For example, the Remain side said that why would you want to leave on preferential terms that we have at the moment, the European Union, which has a market of 500 million people? What the Leave side have said is we need to get out of the European Union because it is failing economically and politically, and we need to get out and make trade agreements with countries like China, the United States, Brazil, emerging markets across the world, that the European Union as a kind of project is failed not just politically, but also economically. What the impact on the British economy will be, nobody quite knows. It may free it up in a way that it certainly needs to be freed up. Everybody has agreed that the British economy needs a reboot, and this may be the thing that it needs. However, on the downside, what you have now is instead of the British being part of a very strong economic trading group to being on its own, instead of being part of 500 million, you now have 65 million people trying to make agreements with countries around the world. It's a slightly different negotiation in those circumstances.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate your insight. Kevin Turley, UK correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register. Thank you.
Thank you.